Hello my sugar fans, welcome back to another edition of baking and decorating a cake with me. Now I'm going to be showing you this recipe. I tried this recipe and it came out perfect. Alright, so do not click away from this video for anything at all. I'm going to be explaining the processes and the steps and also how to get your perfect whipped cream for covering your cake. Now, if you are a new subscriber or a new viewer, please do not forget to subscribe. And to my returnee viewers, thank you so much for sticking with me through the years. I am grateful. Love you all. First thing you want to do is to measure out your butter and melt it. If you have a microwave, it works fine. But if you don't have a microwave, this is what you can do. What you want to do is to pour water in a pot. When it boils, put the butter on top of it and allow it to melt. It's the same thing. All you have to do is just to allow it to melt, and once it melts, bring it out to cool down. All right. So while the butter was melting, we went ahead to measure out our ingredients. Remember, the ingredients are in the description box, so please click on it and see the quantity of ingredients. You can reduce or double it. So the first things first is to add your egg. Please, this is whole egg, alright? It's not we didn't separate any of the egg, so we first added the egg, then we added the sugar. And what you want to do is to cream and mix it very well, beat it very well until it's foamy or doubled in size. All right. I know some people might not have a hand mixer, so you can do this with a whisk. It will just take you time. You can beat it with your hand. The only thing it will do is to make you work extra time. All right, but it's the same thing. Just watch the video, and once your um, egg and sugar mixture doubles in size, please make sure that you stop at that point. All right. So once it doubled, we went ahead to add our vanilla, our oil, our butter, every other liquid that wet ingredients that we are supposed to add, except the flour and the milk. So you add all these things and then you mix them together before adding your flour and your milk. After we added wet ingredients to the egg and sugar mixture, we mixed it again, and also we added our baking powder to our flour. Okay, that's what you see me doing right now. And then you mix everything together before adding your dry ingredients to the mixture. This is what we call alternating method. So you add your flour first, then you mix it very well before you add your milk. Okay, I know some people will add the flour, and then add milk and mix it together. Sometimes it can create lumps in the cake and you will not know. So what you want to do is to make sure that after each addition, you've added the flour first. Make sure endeavor to mix it well, then you now add your milk. And another method or another step I'm going to be telling you is that while you're adding this, when you're using this alternating method, that's what is called in baking, while you're using it, make sure that you remain a little flour at the end. Don't add all the flour, make sure the flour goes in last. So what the alternating method is simply that you add the flour first, then you add the milk, you mix a little of that until the last thing that will enter should be your flour. That way it removes all the air, as in all the bubbles, and make the batter to be smooth. Okay, I actually made this cake for a friend, and this is the first time I tried the cake. I I let me tell you a bit of story behind it. So this cake, I think I saw the recipe somewhere, and I thought to myself, okay, I can try it, but I need to do something different. So I took it to ChatGPT and then asked it to please, can we together come up with a recipe that actually tastes better than this? And this is how this recipe came about. Okay, so I actually made it for my friend. She was celebrating her son's birthday, and I made it for her. And when I asked her how the cake was, she said it was good. And the little portion that was remaining that we ate, it was so nice. So I decided to share the recipe with you guys. And I know that you will try it and it will come out well. So I am pouring the cake batter into an 8 inches pan. Before someone will ask me, Ma, what size are you using? This is an 8 inches pan, okay? You can use a 6 inches, it should be 3. You can also use a 7 inches, 3, depending on what you have available. You can also use this for a 10 inches, 1, if it's what you have, okay? Our cake has been put in the oven to bake, so while it's baking, we'll prepare our whipped cream. And the all recipe for this whipped cream is also in the description box. Alright. Now, what I want to advise you to do is make sure that you use very cold water, like chilled water. If the water self won't block, that type, use it so that your whipped cream will be very stable. Alright. So once you pour it, you mix it with your handheld mixer. I don't know if you can beat this with your hand. I have not tried, but one of my students said she did it with her hand and it came out well. So if you don't have a hand mixer, you can also use your hand to do this. If buttercream is your other option, you can use it. The cake also goes well with buttercream. Okay, so but I'm just showing the process of which I made the cake with. So you can skip using whipped cream and use buttercream if that's the option that you have. Make sure you don't over whisk your whipped cream. Okay, so if you're using a handheld mixer, what you want to do is to beat it for about 5 to 6 minutes. Then you can now put it in the fridge or freezer depending when you want to cover your cake. But if your cake is ready to be covered, you can use it straight away. Like always, I would always introduce the tools you need. You need a spatula, a silicone scraper, and a knife so that you trim off all any excess on top of the cake. Now we brought out our whipped cream from the fridge. You see how stiff it is. Yeah, so the first thing we apply our whipped cream on the board, and then we place our cake in the middle and scoop out the rest, as in separate it for the crumb coat. So this one I'm separating now is for the crumb coating of the cake, to layer the cake and to also crumb coat it. If you watched a video where I show tips on how to decorate, please kindly watch it. If you're a beginner, it will explain these steps to you. All right, so trim off your top. Always trim off your top, that way the cake that is coming on top of it will have a flat top to be leveled on. I have these videos explained. I have explained all the steps in the last video that I posted. I will also link it up so that you can go and watch it. It explains everything in detail. It will really help you whether you are a beginner or an intermediate baker. Okay, so now what I'm doing is to layer my cake. This is called layering. So you place your buttercream in the or whipped cream in the center, and then you layer it. Okay, smooth it out with your spatula. If you don't have a spatula, you can use a knife to do this. There is no one way to decorate a cake. Okay, so place the other one on top of it and take off the top as well, so that you will have a flat surface. Remember to add your sugar syrup. Okay, like I've said in most of my videos, sugar syrup is just a 1 cup of water to 1 cup of sugar, and bring it to a boil on a medium heat. Once it boils, cool it down, and then you spray on your cake. You can also do 2 cups of sugar, water to 1 cup of sugar. Okay, if you feel that it's too sweet for you, but the work is doing is to make the cake to be moist until it is eaten completely. So I'm concocting now. Crumb coat is simply to lock in the crumbs, which is basically what crumb coat is. So notice that I have two bowls. So the one bowl is on this side, which has the crumb coat, and the other one is the main one, where I'm not putting anything that is coming out from this now. Okay, so anything that is coming out from this cake right now is going into the green bowl. It will not go into the main white bowl, because we don't want crumbs in the final coating of the cake. We are scraping off the final coating, and so that we will not have crumbs. If you watch closely, you see the crumbs on the board and on the scraper that I'm using. This is why you need another separate bowl, so that you will not have to get these crumbs into the main or final decoration. So after you take off to the sides, just also go in with your scraper and take off the excess on top. Alright. For the final coating, you want to mix your whipped cream very well, okay, so that it will be pliable and smooth when you are applying it on your final cake. Alright. So you just start by applying the top. After applying the top, make sure you try to be generous with the amount that you add, so that you won't have crumbs on your final coating, just like always. And after you've done that, all you have to do is go by the size and coat it. Make sure you cover all the sides, and then you scrape off. If you want to add any color, it's a good time to add it in the main cake, in the main whipped cream, sorry. If that's not what you want, you can leave it white. Okay, so please watch the video to the end and see how it turned out and how I decorated it. So we've finished adding our sprinkles, and this is how the cake turned out. Please, thank you so much for tuning in and watching this video with me, and I hope that you learned a lot in this video. Try the recipes, and also don't forget to leave your comments for me. Thank you so much, and God bless you.